So normally I want you to read all the words and the directions, right? But I stole these notes off the internet. I did not write them. So these directions up here at the top are not pertinent to us. You're supposed to look at all the tables and graphs from the classwork and homework you completed yesterday. That's not us. You can just cross out those directions. We're not doing those. First question, what is a root of a quadratic function? What is a root? You've talked about that this entire time. A root is the same thing as an x-intercept. That is a zero. That is a solution. I want you to write one or all of those words for root. Write those here. What is a root? Pick one of those words. I also want you to draw a picture so you remember where the roots are located. If your parabola looked like this, where would the roots be? Remember, they're the same things as the x-intercepts. So they would be right here and right here. This parabola would have two roots. There are two ways to find the root of a quadratic function, if there are any at all. Remember, it's possible that parabola doesn't even cross there. You can find the roots by factoring, or using the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is right here. If you factor, you must set each binomial equal to 0 and solve for x. If you use the quadratic formula, your two answers are your roots. Roots are also known as zeros and x-intercepts. All of those are the same thing. They give you a function now. You're supposed to find the roots by factoring and by using the quadratic formula. You learned how to solve it by factoring in lesson 9, what was that, 4. You learned how to solve it using the quadratic formula in 9.5. I want you to take this function, look back at your notes if you don't remember what those mean. Solve it by factoring first, find your two answers. Solve the same function with the quadratic formula, which we already learned. Remember, I stole these from the internet, so that's not correct there. And find your answers from the quadratic formula. Should they be the same? Most definitely. You can check your answers on Desmos, make sure that you did them right. Type that in Desmos and make sure that those are the 2 points where it crosses.